Firewalker is the action movie event that proved that Chuck Norris can, for a fact, make a Happy Meal cry. This movie starts with a cold open of
fucking Chuck Norris
and Chappie from Iron Eagle driving a Jeep through a desert with other men in desert vehicles shooting and throwing grenades at them. Why is this scene here? Who cares? They inevitably get captured by an unnamed Scarface general and tied up in the desert, left with what can only be described as a product placement bottle of Perrier, the sparkling water. The biggest sin that this movie commits is, unlike Belloc in Raiders of the Lost Ark, unnamed Scarface General is not the villain throughout the movie. The next time we see unnamed Scarface General is at the very end of the movie before the credits roll. After this, we see Chappie and Norris at a bar when a fruitcake girl wants to hire them for a job.
Fruitcake? I'm a fruitcake?
She promises Chappie and Norris that she has a map that leads them to a stockpile of gold belonging to the quote-unquote Firewalker.
He said it! He said it!
Now, we all know why Chappie and Norris accept this job from the fruitcake girl.
Show me the money!
But first, they have to talk to an old Native American Indian to help them translate something. I can't remember, but two things are going to come up later involving him. Just remember that he gave the fruitcake girl a small bag. The first thing that they have to go find is a dagger. They find the dagger and then are attacked by people guarding it. Norris holds up the dagger to one of them and...
Don't do this! Please, don't do this! Get up! Let's get up! Don't do it! Man, don't do it!
Fly, be free!
Let God Almighty! Let God Almighty! That killed him!
Then we get to the Deus Ex Machina portion of the movie. They don't know where to go look for this treasure, but Fruitcake Girl gets quote-unquote possessed by a Native American spirit and stabs the dagger in the exact spot that they need to go to. If that sounds ridiculous enough, it gets worse. This then leads to a fight between our main bad guy throughout the movie, what's his name, and the old Native American Indian guy that gave the girl the small bag via spirituality through Fruitcake Girl and another woman that is never seen in the movie after this. Because of the Deus Ex Machina, they go to Central America where the treasure is actually hidden. The only problem here is the area that they need to get to is closed off to tourists. So how do Norris, Chappie, and the Fruitcake Girl get past police and into the area? By disguising themselves as members of the clergy, of course. If there's one good life lesson that this movie teaches you, is that you should never, ever, ever disguise yourself as a member of the clergy in case if you're in a situation like this.
Denle los sagrados sacramentos. He wants us to deliver the last rites.
We can do that.
I'll never buy it, Max.
You just have to do a convincing job.
Me? Why me?
I don't know anything about this stuff.
Now, because no one speaks Latin, Chappie just says some gibberish and what do you know? The guy is healed the same way that televangelists claim to quote-unquote heal people from fucking polio and COPD. Now, how did our heroes avoid being killed in this moment? This is an 80s movie after all, and more importantly, a Canon Films movie. All three heroes being in the same dangerous situation are most certainly going to get out of it without any issues, unless if it's the climax of the movie, of course. They get to the part of Central America that they need to get through, that they need to get to and run through the jungle to avoid the Contras. That's when they get rescued by the one and only Sala from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Norris, Chappie, and Fruitcake Girl are at a party in the jungle when Chappie decides to wander off. Norris and Fruitcake Girl thinks he's eaten by alligators because they see Chappie's glasses on the riverbank. However, if you ask this guy, alligators are just big frogs with sharp teeth. it's the crocs that you gotta worry about.
Lucky it's a croc. Danger, danger, danger.
Norris and Fruitcake Girl find the temple where Chappie was still alive. Surprise of the century there. Now, we've hit the climax of an 80s movie where all three heroes are in jeopardy. But once again, this is an 80s movie. I can go on and on and on and on about how Norris saved Chappie and the girl was captured by what's-his-name, but we all know that the trio was going to find the treasure at the end of the movie. I mean, even the flippin' trailer for this movie spoiled that fact. But we do have a twist that the trailer didn't spoil. Norris, Chappie, and Fruitcake Girl thought they killed what's-his-name before going to obtain the treasure, only to find out that stabbing him in the back with the dagger clearly didn't kill him. They had to put him on the altar and kill him there with the dagger, which they did. Oh, and remember that little bag that the old Native American Indian guy gave the Fruitcake Girl?
Thank you, Tall Eagle. Good night, Coyote.
What are you doing?
Everything's just fine.
Has this been a long day or what?
And that's Firewalker. It is an enjoyable movie, but it's not one of Norris's more known movies like Code of Silence, Lone Wolf McQuade, or The Delta Force. If you've never seen the movie, which is highly likely, then I would recommend giving it a shot. Just like the title suggests, this movie is basically Indiana Jones on steroids. If you go into this movie with that mindset, then you'll really enjoy it. I cannot think of a better way to end this video off than with this as a thank you for the entertaining movie known as Firewalker.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Thank you, Peter.